Man, I cannot find the right angle. The sun is setting behind me, but you know what? It is what it is. My name is Botswana. This is the Football Power Hour. I am just curious. Manchester United is making moves in the transfer window. How do you feel about this? I'll tell you how I feel. I feel like unexpectedly um, hopeful. That's the place where I am right now. I'm in a hopeful place. And I feel like there could be something special that is happening in the rebuild. We could be actually seeing an accelerated rebuild. Um, and when I say accelerated, I mean a rebuild that is not um, precedented. Thinking about the fact that our striking force could potentially end up being Victor Gyökeres, Mbuemo, Cunha. Those could be our front three, and then you put in Xerxes at 65th minute. You put in Xerxes if you want your center forward to be collecting the ball from deep. If you want to stretch the line, the defensive line, you put in Victor Gyökeres. This could potentially create something very, 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 very special for us. And I'm that's why I feel like I'm saying that I'm in a hopeful place, and I know that there's other areas of the team that we still need to improve. Because definitely just fixing the striker situation is not going to be um, the end. It should be the beginning, and then you move on to figuring out what you are doing with like the wing back reinforcements. I know there's the new kid, the left wing back, but I still feel like we need more. We need to also figure out what we're doing with the goalkeeper situation. And I saw that there is potentially some communication or some interest brewing between Manchester United and Emi Martinez of Aston Villa. And I was like, hold on a second. What? That goalkeeper would be the profile we want. Not long term, but for now, because we can't go into next season with Onana in goal. But you know, um, we shall be looking at that and seeing what is Ineos, what is Manchester United doing this summer, especially about the goalkeeper situation, and also not forgetting the midfield as well. But today, I want to say big up to new Courtstar in the family, Courtstar in the building, Stephanie in the house, Tommy in the building. I want to know, I want to check a temperature with a poll. Who is your pick, Osimhen or Gyökeres? That's who we're talking about right now in this Gorilla emergency stream. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. We have 12 people watching. Thank you, man. Thank you for being here. Kind reminder to hit the like button and then also participate in the poll. Who do you think is the right player for Manchester United between Victor Osimhen and Victor Gyökeres? These guys are just Victors. And there's Victor Boniface. I should throw him in there in the poll. you know, Osimhen or Gyökeres, what are we saying? What are we feeling? Big up Peter in the building. I think I know your answer, Peter, but I want to know why. Why you stand on that. Shout out to you, by the way, everybody that hit the like button. I appreciate you guys. So, all right, let's talk about it. There's 3 people that hit the like button. No, no, not on a midnight stream. Really? Really though, you gonna be that stingy? um, yeah, I want to just get a quick opinion on who, you know, when you think about it, I I believe Osimhen is a little bit aerially more dominant than Gyökeres. I've seen I've seen conversations people having about Victor Gyökeres though, saying that he is the white Lukaku. I was like, hold on a second. Bombastic side eye. Have I been bamboozled? And then I heard in the same argument, same conversation, somebody saying that Victor Gyökeres scores the same type of goal. And I was like, hold on a second. What does that mean? And they said Viktor Gyökeres is Rasmus Højlund with Red Bull. I'm like, huh? Funcat? What are these words I'm hearing? Is this really true? I was like, where's all of a sudden, where is the Viktor Gyökeres slander coming from? And maybe these people actually really, really know because they watch sporting like that. And I'm sorry, I don't. I'll be, you know, honest and say I don't have the time to watch sporting. I've seen a few highlights. I've seen the Man City versus Sporting game. I think that might be the only game I saw this year for Sporting. So, and yeah, I want to know what's your opinion. Make sure you hit the like button. By the way, I see more people just pulled up. Welcome to this short stream. We're here for like another 15 minutes or so. So thank you for this. And yeah, participate in this conversation because I want to know what skill sets these guys have that's different. And we'll start the conversation with this thing that I found from the football scholars. They always have a lot to say. And you might find this intriguing if you are a Manchester United fan that's also wondering how we're going to do in the transfer window and are we going to make the right move? Is Victor Gyökeres the right person, or is Victor Osimhen the better person? I can tell you right now that Osimhen has like some wage demands that seem a little bit on the unrealistic side, if you get what I'm saying. We're talking about somebody that even the Saudis were interested um, in Victor Osimhen again, and nothing seems to be moving forward. And I'm worried about it. I'm like, this guy, does he have crazy wage demands? Like, what is he suffering from the Jadon Sancho syndrome or what? I feel like even if we put an offer on the table for Victor Osimhen from a financial standpoint, it doesn't make sense. If he has this crazy wage demands. So, but I want to know how you rate these goal scorers, these goal getters, Victor Osimhen versus Viktor Gyökeres. Um, there is this graph here that I want to show you in a moment. So there we go. I'm about to put it up there. The link is in the chat, by the way. If you want to call in, big up yourself. Merds in the building. Shout out to you. Let me know. All right. So this is what I want to show you about what I have found when I said you might find this intriguing. Um, Boom. Now, the pink is Viktor Gyökeres. The green or light green, yeah, is Osimhen. And similar age. One is 26, the other one is 25. Viktor Gyökeres is the one who's 25 years old, and Osimhen is Gyökeres is 26 and Victor Osimhen is 25. But you can tell that there's a significant difference when you look at, say, for example, non-penalty goals. Gyökeres scores 98.4 non-penalty goals, and Osimhen 84.6% of his goals are non-penalty goals. So just by looking at that, you can already think about the stat peta effect and make up your mind and see that, okay, the person that will be good for us. You see, this is where, like, for me, I know people always make fun of when I say that Bruno scores penalties for us, and people are like, bro, it's just penalties. Like, calm down. But it's an important thing for a team, and an important weapon if a team has somebody who is reliable on penalties, right? And now having somebody else that's also able to step up on penalties, ladies and gentlemen, this is a win. It's a win-win if you have somebody that can also step up on penalties and you're not just relying on one player, because the day will come when Bruno Fernandes has to be rested, you know. Of course, next season we're playing like one game a week, but we still have domestic competitions. We still have to, you know, um, have moments where we say, all right, this game, we have a bigger game coming next week. We're gonna rest you, you know. And wait, the link does not work. My fault. Let me see. Boom. Stephanie saying statistically or stylistically. uh, what else? Let's also look at the fact that passes to the box. Osimhen seems like he's a little bit better over here, 11.6 compared to Victor Gyökeres's 2.0. So if I'm interpreted in this right, passes into the box, it means that Victor Osimhen is a little bit better than Gyökeres. So it's kind of crazy because they're similar, but there are things that make them different. There are all these attributes like pace, agility, dribbling, aerial ability, you know, heading accuracy, all these things that you got to consider when you're looking at these two players. And I know the player that I want, the player that I prefer. Wait, what? This is crazy. I don't know. There's got to be something going on weird with StreamYard. Hold on. Just give me a moment. Yeah, but like anyway, so what I was just saying is that like there has to be a player that suits us better. And the trick here for Manchester United needs is that they need to make sure that they get the right player, the right profile. Cause as the wise man once said, F around, you're gonna find out. Merz says I clicked and it seems to be working for me. Refresh. Stephanie says chemistry potential with Cunha and Mbuemo is vital. Amorim will get his boy in. So that's actually a great place to look at this question from. Who would be the better teammate between the two? I mean, for the two, for Cunha and Mbuemo, Osimhen or Gyökeres? I'm getting more link up play vibes from Osimhen and more individual. I don't want to say he's individualistic because Gyökeres actually gets a lot of assists. So yeah, you know what? I don't know what's going on with the link, guys. My apologies, because this is definitely something up with StreamYard. Let me see if I can do. I don't know. I don't know what's up with this link. Boom. I'm gonna try one more time. Copy, paste. And yeah. So anyway, so something else also that intrigues me about these two players is the fact that for me, mentality wise, you know, I feel like we're fine. Any of them is good, but they're playing in different leagues. We gotta consider that. You know, there is also the other point of view to consider that Gyökeres already knows the system. Gyökeres has played under Ruben Amorim, so there's no learning. There's also the thing that, like, you know what I mean, that experience that they already have is already vital. So this, man, it is a very difficult one. That's why I'm asking you, who's your pick? 16 people watching. Shout out to all of you, man. Make sure you hit the like button. I have no idea what going on with this link. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I got another way to try and do it. I'm gonna try and do it with my phone. Maybe, just maybe, the phone might do it. In the meantime, make sure you participate in the poll. I want to know who this community rates so far. Let's look at the poll real quick. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nobody rates Osimhen in here? Only 8%? Nah. Only 8%. I honestly was not expecting this. 8% have gone with Osimhen and 92 have gone with Gyökeres. Honestly, I see Gyökeres and Mbuemo looking good. This is why it's a dilemma for me. Gyökeres and Mbuemo look good, but Osimhen and Cunha look better. Yeah, I'm in a pickle. I'm in a pickle. It's a major dilemma. Said it's a head scratcher. This one, I'm like, how in the world? Boom. How in the world is this gonna work? Who's the better player for us right now? Because Gyökeres is guaranteed goals. Osimhen as well. But Osimhen has got that winning spirit, that winning mentality. He's got, I don't know, there's something about Osimhen that tells me, maybe it's because I've seen a little bit more Osimhen than uh than Gyökeres. So this is why, boom. If that new link that I just put in does not work, then it is what it is. If it don't work, it is what it is. All right. Something else that I wanted to say about oh, there we go. There we go. Something else that I wanted to make sure that say about Osimhen. Like I feel like he looks like he's he's ready made for the Premier League. You know, they're both coming from different leagues, but Osimhen is like ready made for the Premier League. That's why I'm like surprised that the community right now is going with Gyökeres. Everybody is saying Gyökeres first, which is crazy. Shout out to men like Peter in the building.
Yo,
Oh,
can you hear
look
me?
at that picture. I hear you clear,
What's going on, bro? How have you
bro.
been sending wrong links? Like,
Well, you know how it is. Maybe I
I
think
don't,
I think StreamYard was messing up. Honestly, I had to do it with my phone. But yeah, but we're here. Who's your pick?
bro. It's obvious, I think,
I know it's Gyökeres, but why?
because as you said, they work together, so he does not have to learn. Yeah, there are too many different movements
Yeah.
regarding this formation. Yeah, and he already knows them. He played like 3 seasons for him. So the movements,
Mm,
being a striker is not only shooting and scoring goals. You have to have
yeah.
movements. Like Hoyland, for example, his movement is absolutely rubbish, bro. His movement, like being a striker, you have to have a nose for a
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
you have to you have to know your position. You have to feel. You have to
But
have the
Osimhen also
intelligence.
has a
Of
nose
course
for
he has.
goal.
Of course he has. But if he cannot agree personal terms with Saudi team who are paying 700,000 a week for
Yeah.
Bruno, let's say,
Yeah.
if he cannot agree personal terms with them, what makes you think that he'll agree personal terms with us? And also, Napoli wants 75 million. You can get Gyökeres for 60 million pounds,
Yeah.
which and also Gyökeres will demand much less money. I think
Yeah.
he'll be around 200, 250. Even if he's 300, it's worth it, bro. Like for
Yeah.
a prolific goal scorer, it's worth it, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, but
So so
uh,
so 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 okay, so like in terms of the way they play at all, like who do you rate more? Like that style of play as center forwards?
as bro, if I have to get one player, like money aside, everything, I would get Osimhen because for me, Osimhen is
There
the
we
better
go.
player.
There we go.
But
Okay, okay. But
but
uh-huh.
this guy has played. He's has played 3 seasons at Ruben. They have the connection.
All
They
right.
know each other. He knows his weaknesses. He knows his strengths. He will demand less money. Sporting will demand less money. Also note that Man United and Sporting have great like friendship, let's say.
Yeah, yeah,
How
yeah,
many transfers between the clubs?
yeah.
Like
The
we got,
important transfers. It's
of
not even about
course,
the number of. It's like,
Ronaldo,
yes,
Ronaldo,
your
Nani.
your best prized possession at that moment, or your
Yep,
better possessions. They give them to us. You're right. You're right, Pete.
Ronaldo, Nani, Rojo,
Yeah,
even Marcos Rojo, if you remember, he came
yeah.
from Sporting.
Oh, that one I
Bruno,
forgot. Rojo was from
Bruno,
Sporting.
Ruben,
Ooh,
bro, like
yeah,
everything is pointing towards Gyökeres. And as I said, if I'm a money aside, everything like one player and one
yeah.
player only is Osimhen, no one else.
All right,
For
all
me, he's
right.
the best striker in the world.
No, hundred
But
percent. But
but everything points to Gyökeres. I
uh,
wouldn't mind Gyökeres. Like for me,
yeah,
the, the difference is very little between them two.
yeah. But it's so surprising that people went with Gyökeres, like 93%, bro.
I
On the
think they all know the circumstances. I think they all
Yeah,
know the
okay,
circumstances.
okay.
So for me, yeah,
All right.
it's
No,
it's Gyökeres.
I heard big up my broski. Let me cause we're here for another 5 minutes. Let's go and hear my brother. Hey, MU 15th, 2024, 2025 season. Big up Victor Gyökeres. How you doing, sir?
Yo, man, what you saying, man? You good?
Chilling. I'm enjoying the scenery, you know.
I could tell,
I don't know if
midnight,
you can hear
midnight
the birds
stream.
chirping. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I was
but
work today. You good?
chilling, bro. But I got this dilemma, bro.
There's no dilemma, man. No dilemma, man. Only one winner for me
Why
because I've seen
why
him.
is Victor
Because I've
Gyökeres
seen
worth
him at.
it?
Because I've seen him at Coventry. I feel like him and he knows
Yeah,
Bruno. He knows Amarin,
yeah,
obviously from Sporting. I
yeah,
can tell my voice. I'm pretty tired right now. Excuse the tiredness, but here we are.
yeah.
I
It's all
feel
good.
like him and I feel like a certain captain can work something together.
Yeah.
Like add more GA to the United
Mhm. Mhm.
United season, and I
Mhm.
feel like he's a perfect striker that United need. But I feel like with Osimhen, I feel like the wages are a bit too high, whereas Gyökeres will want to play under
Yeah.
the wing of Ruben Amorim here at United, man. So that's where I'm at.
I hear you. I hear you. But if money wasn't the issue, would you go with Osimhen?
Either Victor, man. Either Victor that would make United victorious. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at, man.
Either Victor will make us victorious. Big up, man. That was funny. Shout out to men. Yo, first of all, men like Ronald in the building.
Yeah, I didn't think you're gonna give me enough time, but hey, we move.
Well,
So
no, bro. No, no, no,
Victor
no, 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 no,
Gyökeres,
no, no. We're
Victor
here. We're here.
Osimhen,
Let's talk.
right?
Huh?
Okay, so let's talk.
Mm.
Now, here's the thing. I'll tell you what both the players are really good at. Victor Gyökeres, he's powerful, aggressive runner. He has excellent hold-up play, and he can press relentlessly, right? Those are four key points of him. Osimhen, on the other hand, is kind of explosive, very direct striker. He thrives like between spaces and all kind, and he's an aerial threat because man's tall.
Mm.
However, his weakness, Victor Osimhen's weakness, is his injury record. Let's not forget the amount of times this man falls or just falls apart. So it's just the unknown. I don't want to do the unknown. The manager knows this kid. He's made him play his system. The player knows what system to expect because we don't know with Victor Osimhen if it works out or not, right?
Mm. Mhm.
With Gyökeres, it leaves no stones unturned. The manager has no hiding at that point
Mm.
because then you're like, okay, you know what? Manager has to be sacked because the guy couldn't even make his own guy work at the club.
Mm. Mhm.
The same thing happened with Den Hag. Downfall, Anthony, all of these guys that he brought in.
Yeah.
Obviously, what Peter mentioned about Sporting never fails is that's true. Sporting does never fail us, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All the players, not the manager, just the players. They've
Yeah.
been very good for us.
Yeah.
And we don't really go ahead and do a lot of aerial goals, do we? How many times do we even put the ball in
But
like that?
but but having wing backs, you gotta be able to like we're crossing a lot. So clearly
But
aerial.
it's always on
eh,
the ground.
Aerial type of goals, no, are gonna be
We
something that
don't score
we
aerial
start
goals,
practicing
bots.
though. Well,
But that's
but
the
as
thing. You don't want to start practicing something to build upon it. You want to do what you've already built upon and make that better. And
okay,
Bueno and Cunha can do those, line breaking passes. You need
okay,
the guy up. You've seen how he has used Bruno Fernandes just to press and run
yeah,
aimlessly, just press.
yeah,
You need that guy up top. Viktor Gyökeres is the guy that will definitely suit the system that we're trying to build.
yeah,
He's a young
yeah,
player, less injuries, according, in his record.
yeah,
More, I don't know if it's more goals or equal amount of goals, but I think it's more goals.
yeah,
Plus, the
yeah,
wages are not going to be that mad either. And
sure.
Sporting would be more open to the idea of like doing EMIs, that the new kind of thing that we do. 20
Mm.
million this season and then the rest of the money in the coming time from now.
What does that
So
acronym stand for?
what acronym?
The one that you just
EMI,
used?
like EMIs, bro, like the credit card EMIs that you pay.
Oh,
You
oh,
take
oh,
money in full and then you have to pay in like,
that's exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, 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 yeah.
is the thing is he has a good link up play. I do see him as a better and upgraded version on Xerxes because he also has a good link up play, but he's slow. Gyökeres doesn't have that problem.
Okay, okay,
So for
okay.
me, Gyökeres will fit the system like a glove. Osimhen, on the other hand, would have been better off at, I would say, Chelsea.
Yeah, yeah. Who's more clinical in your opinion?
Victor Osimhen. But do we need clinicality right now? Is that what we're looking for? How many times have
Ooh,
you find how many times have you found
ooh.
our players in the box and the striker was not clinical? How many times has that happened?
Bro, yeah. This is crazy. It's crazy.
Because I'm trying to, if you see, right, we
Yeah,
already know Cunha is going to be the guy who's going to be, not doing a lot of track back. He kind of
yeah.
walks. I think there was a stat that was released that he's the highest walker on the pitch
Yes,
in
yes,
Premier League, right?
yes.
And then you have Mbeumo, who also knows how to run and just put in his 100%. So to obviously complement Cunha and for his less effectiveness with uh, just going ahead and being an aggressive runner, you
Mm,
have to have Victor Gyökeres over there because he could play the ball off to Cunha. Cunha can hold it up and then pass it back to him, and he can go ahead and score the goal. It's
mm,
not Osherman, yes, that kind of, and that's my point. You see how Chelsea play. Cole
yeah,
Palmer puts the ball in. Enzo Fernandez puts the ball.
yeah,
That's where you need the clinical striker. I'm glad Arsenal is going for Sesko. He's bloody 6'5". They are
yeah,
the ones who are always known for pinging the ball in.
yeah,
That player suits their system.
yeah.
For us, we need the guy who's. And I know your follow-up question would be like, okay, money aside, I don't care, bro.
All right.
Money, no money. My option will be Gyökeres for the last 1.5 years has been Gyökeres, and it will be him.
Hey, Yokoresh for life. It sounds Yokoresh FC already. All right. We're gonna end the show with the one and only, ladies and gentlemen, have no fear, because Bali Tech is here. Wagwan Bali Tech.
Yo, we're in the building. What's good?
Yo, chilling, brother, chilling, chilling. That's saying that this guy's the Swedish Benteke.
The Swedish Benteke.
Yeah, that's saying his first touch is not good, bro. Like
Uh,
I
yeah,
was surprised because me, I saw a compilation of good goals, and I'm from the highlights. I'm like, okay, Jokeresh looks good, and then somebody said he scores the same type of goal, and I was now scratching my head and saying, let's have a conversation. How do you rate these guys? What do you think of them? Who's the
um,
better one for us?
I think Osimhen is the better striker. I think it's there's not when I say there's not much in it, it's gonna sound like there's a lot much in it. They can do a lot of the same things. I think where Osimhen is now taking over in terms of being the better striker
Yeah,
is his aerial ability, and
look at
Osimhen
that.
has an
Yeah.
pardon.
No, I'm saying look at that. clearly showing the 15 people that voted that they're smoking crack, picking the lesser striker, right? Because that's what your take is saying. You're saying Osimhen is a better all-round player, right?
Yeah, yeah, he's a better all-round player, and I'm not being funny, yeah, but I know the stats won't reflect this, but his finishing is better as well. Like Osimhen, yeah, he's the type of guy to score from an angle that you can't fathom a player trying to score from.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
like that is how good he is at finishing. He scores from extremely tight angles. Some of the goals that I've seen him score, I just think, how the hell did he do that? Did he even mean that? But that is Victor Osimhen in a nutshell. Other than that, the powerful running Osimhen can do. This is I'm just listing off some of Gyökeres's attributes. The running past people he can do.
yeah.
The link up play he can do. Like there's not really much that I see Victor Gyökeres doing that
Mm,
Osimhen can't do. But I can list things that Victor Gyökeres can't do that Osimhen can do. So I do think Osimhen is better. However, this is where it's an issue, right? Victor Gyökeres has already played for Ruben Amorim. So I would rather pick him. That's like a big factor.
yeah,
So there's no settling period. It's a hitting the
yeah,
ground running type of situation.
yeah.
Then Ronald also mentioned it's the injuries, right?
Yeah. Oof. Big
I
point.
don't that those injuries have to be studied, yeah. But
Yeah.
I do know that he's had some injuries in the past. I don't know. He scored quite a lot for. I'm not sure if he got injured this season or not. But for somebody who, let's say, was injured,
Mm,
I'm not sure if he was, but let's just say he was
yeah.
at some point. He scored quite a few goals for somebody who was injured. So having said that,
Yeah.
yeah, I would slightly lean towards Gyökeres, even though I think Osimhen is a better striker and the wages as well.
Yeah.
He's gonna command more wages, and to be fair, I just don't want Manchester United in a situation where we've got somebody who's like 27 plus. He's playing crap for us for whatever reason. Maybe he's
Yeah.
disheartened with Ineos or what the goings on at the club, and then he's just started to play crap on purpose, and then he's on the craziest wage known to man. So
Yeah.
that's just my only concerns with Osimhen.
Yeah.
But having said that, he's the better player for me.
Hey, big up Bali Tech. Stephanie with a big question. Why is no one after Osimhen? Spanish Giants, etc. Too many red flags, maybe? That's a very, very good question right there, Stephanie, because they should be Barcelona, especially should be looking for Lewandowski's successor, and Osimhen will be plug and play at Barcelona. Why is there not too many suitors for him? We're coming to the end of the show. Let's hear from young Poppy real quick. Victor Osimhen or Gyökeres, and why, sir?
I'll go, my boy. I'm gonna probably have to give Victor Gyökeres.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Um. To be fair, just given off the last season, he's just shown more to me. Obviously, finishing wise and being fully fit. To be fair, I don't know if Osimhen's had any injury issues.
Oh
I
no,
know he's
Ronald
had.
mentioned it. He mentioned that Osimhen is a little bit more on the closer to the injury prone spectrum.
Okay, but yeah, that would say a lot for me personally, and I
Yeah,
wouldn't know too much on Victor Gyökeres's injuries to be fair
yeah.
as of right now. So I'll pick him over him.
All right, all right. Yeah, okay. Just like 89% of the people in the community, almost 20 people have voted, and 89% went with Victor Gyökeres. And it's crazy. Only 11% went with
Look,
Osimhen.
yeah,
So, yeah, I think as some of the points that you mentioned as well, availability is a very, very big factor, and also affordability is another big factor. So I want to know if you're watching this show on replay later on, please kindly comment and let us know what is your your preferred player and why. Is it the style of play, the goal scoring? Is it the aerial ability, or what is it that attracts you to Victor Osimhen or Gyökeres?
You can't have any wrong answers.
Right? Yeah, why nobody besides us and Arsenal are linked with him, says Merz. Ooh, this is crazy. I know it's a very divisive one. Osimhen has missed 7 games this season, but ooh,
That's not too bad, to be fair.
that's not bad.
That's
So
not
he's
bad at
not
all.
that injury prone.
No, that's not bad at all, actually.
Yeah. You know what's also that's actually pretty good. What's bad is our voters to like ratio. People are listening in and to the conversation and voting but not liking. Come on, man. Get out of here. Hit the like button. We out of here, man. Peace.